Hello, lovelies. Hello, 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 hello. Whew. Just finished teaching on my Instagram dance class. Okay, so I'm going to put this post up. I already did a teaching in another group, so I'm going to put this post up here. And I have some, I'm just going to have to say it like it is because I'm going to let Spirit give me the right way to say this. Okay, so somebody was here and they faded out when I went into my thing. All right. Whatever. All right. So I'm going to start with the yoni teaching. The yoni teaching first. So first, if you're going to do this, you can do this between now and before we get to these summer solstice and the solar eclipse. It's all on the same day. I think it's the 20th or the 21st when that new moon comes in. So look on the calendar when the new moon is coming in so that you can be in sync with this energy that's coming in. Hi. Number one, hit that like button, subscribe, and could you please say hi in the chat? All right. This is going to be some good medicine. I hope you like it. So, in order to prepare, if you want to move up into that higher frequency and really kind of do some more releasing because everything has been so emotional. We have the whole virus thing, and now they're not really talking too much about the virus thing, but yet and still we don't know what's going on, and yet and still they're sending all this stuff. We're in this up and down emotional status. Then we have the Black Lives Matter things, and that's fights going on, which needs to happen because the old paradigm needs to break down and all that shenanigan needs to be done. Hey, darling, good. Thank you. Thank you. So if you want to cleanse, if you woman of your womanhood, you want to cleanse, then you will do this ceremony. Okay. So this ceremony, thank you. This ceremony, you want to have a medicine bowl. This is my medicine bowl, but you want to have a bowl that you dedicate to making herbal medicine. Okay. When you have to go in and start doing herbal plant medicine, healing on yourself, you want to make sure you have a bowl that does that. So I already taught this in my other group, in the other group that I'm in. You want to make sure that it's not a bowl. If you have a bowl, say like you make, I don't know, cookies in, you're not going to take that cookie bowl and go and use it as your medicine bowl, then go back and make cookies in it. No, once you get a bowl, that's going to be your medicine bowl, your healing bowl. You're going to take it and bless it up to the east, bless it up to the south, bless it up to the west, bless it up to the north, up to the heavens, back down to Mother Earth, bring it to your heart, and state it as so that this bowl represents your healing bowl. Every time I do this with this bowl, it's been blessed many times in that way, it starts to vibrate. I love that stuff. So you want to have a bowl to make your medicine in. Then if you are going to do this yoni healing ceremony, you are going to go out and buy a pot that can hold heat. Okay, because you are going to put boiling water in here. So you want to make sure that the inside, like this inside is a ceramic, and I'm good with that. I'm fine with that as long as it's a ceramic. It can be, I'd rather have something, if it was Pyrex, that was tempered glass, that would be good, but sometimes that's kind of hard to find. So this is fine because I wanted the red, and I wanted the handles so I could touch it and not have a problem with it. Because you're going to take your herbal mixture, put it in here, and then you're going to add hot water up to right about here. up to this rim, right about there. Okay, so you're going to put that hot water in it. And because this came with a lid, you can cover it up and take it to your destiny spot where you are creating sacred space to do your yoni healing and your yoni cleanse. So my sacred space will be in a bathroom where I will put this on the floor or set it on a cutting board of that can hold the heat so I don't mess up my flooring. I will put all my plants, medicine will go inside of here. I will pour hot water on top of this because I want it to be where it's steamy. Okay. So you have steam coming off of this. So make sure when you get a pot that you do smudge it and honor it in that way. And this pot is only going to be used for woman medicine. Woman medicine is red. Woman medicine. Men do not touch this pot. This is yours. Okay. So, and you keep this in a sacred place because this is your healing pot. Okay. So, then with that pot, if you want to have a abalone shell or a little small chimenea or a clay bowl, then what type of herbs? Oh, I'm going to get to that. There's a list. Get a pen and paper. Get a pen and paper. You're going to put your sage in here. You can put some cedar in here. You can put some lavender in here. And when you have your pot and this in the center of the floor where you are going to straddle over it. Now, traditionally, there's two ways you do this. You normally have a yoni chair that has a hole cut out in it, and then you take your pot of medicine and you put it underneath the seat so that steam comes up and does all the cleansing and healing. Okay. If you don't have a yoni chair to do that, I like to be very tribal. I will straddle. You will take a nice big sheet, which is a queen size sheet or king size sheet. If you get a king size, just know that's a lot of material you got to be working with. So keep it simple. Do a queen because you are a queen, and take that sheet after you get everything right where it's going to be in an alignment with you. And this is all bellowing, nice smudge of sage is coming up out of here, and it's beautiful, and it's just smudging. And now your steamy pot is right there. You want to make sure you do not burn yourself. So you want to make sure you're comfortable. And you take and you make this beautiful tint around yourself and bring it up to your chest. So you've made a kind of like a big circumference dress all the way around. Your skirt is pushed out. Your skirt pushed out all the way around. So it's a tent. So all that medicine is all inside the tent, and it's working from here on down. Yeah. You will find yourself sweating. You might even find yourself heaving when you do this. Now, how you prep your space, you make sure if you're doing it in a bathroom, you want to have something on the floor so you don't burn your floor. If you have tile, great, go for it. If you have carpet, you want to use a wood piece or something to put your hot items on. You want to have a candle burning into the bathroom area, creating that sacred space where you are. You want to have that in place. Then you come out, make sure if you want to have music playing in your sacred space or have music playing outside of your sacred space, pick music that is tribal, that is sacred, that is chanting, that is something that gets you into that trance. Because if you are standing up, which I much prefer than sitting down, I want to stand up, be straddled, and I'm going to counterclockwise move my hips in a circular motion over the medicine to unwind all the things that ever took place in my lower root. if there was miscarriages, if there was going through menopause, if there was hard times with menstrual cycles, if there's a history in the family of anything that was molestation, rapes, anything that was a violation that was not okay here, this is what this medicine is for, just to unwind that. And as you're doing this, you are unwinding anything that happened to your mother, your mother's mother, your mother's 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 daughters, anyone that's connected to your DNA. You are unwinding this. So this goes very tribal, very ancestral, and you can definitely have a good release with this. Then when you are bringing medicine back in, then you're rotating your hips the opposite direction in the way that the earth spins. What are you creating? What do you want to awaken in yourself? What do you want to be connected to? What do you want to bring into yourself? You're bringing that all in that rotation of your hips. Then when you get down into that space and you hug in and you squat down, and then you're just rocking your hips from side to side, and you're just visualizing each foot impression upon the earth or into Mother Earth, or wherever you're doing this, you are intentionally grounding into that creation of yourself and owning yourself and stepping into your divineness and healing yourself and letting this go. And when it gets too hot, then you just open up, release it, come back in. Same thing. So the whole time you're keeping a circular like circumference around the medicine. You don't want your sheet to fall into the bowl and get wet. You don't want your sheet to fall on top of whatever you're burning if it's smoldering and cut yourself, like burn your sheet. You don't want that. So you're keeping an eye on your circumference around you. That is the whole trick to this whole thing. And it's very, very powerful. Very powerful. This is my second one. I did one yesterday, and I'm doing another one tonight because I'm preparing myself for sacred drumming for the new moon, for the solar eclipse that's coming in. And then I'm doing it for preparation for my next transformation of self, moving into another part of my life. So that's why I'm doing it, letting go of everything that I don't want in my space. This releases also old relationships, old boyfriends, old love. Yeah, it gets rid of that. Move that energy out. So the plants that I'm using, and you can make your own, but I suggest you do your research so that you know why you're using these plants and look up the spiritual medicine of your plants. A good book, hold on one second. A good book I like to use is called the essential oils, mixings of essential oils. So, but it has the plants in here and talks about their spiritual aspects, their magical aspects, and what they are used for. So they're all in here. And then any other ones that are not in your book, Google it, do your research, make it your own. Okay? So the plants, here we go. You're going to have, so your bowl for cleansing, whether it's a clay bowl or a chimenea or a abalone shell, you're going to put cedar, some sage inside of there. And then you go ahead and light this. That's going to be your smoldering smudge that comes out. Okay, this is your dry ether one that comes up. Okay, so that's going to be going with your hot boiling medicine of your plants. Okay, you're not going to have it super boiling, but right when it starts to bubble, that's when you're going to take the water off and then pour it into your mixture. You might say, well, what can I use a ceramic bowl for it? If it can hold heat and not crack, then yeah. But if it has a hairline crack in it, and as soon as you put the hot water in a ceramic pot like that, if it's not designed for heat, it's going to crack it and pop it. So that's why I say use a pot that can hold the heat. So The plant medicine I have in this lovely mixture is you're going to have sage. So I have sage in here for cleansing and creating wisdom. Okay, sage. Then I have cedar wood. So my cedar wood is in here. So I put cedar wood in, and that's for strengthening your psychic abilities, focusing your clarity. Then I have juniper berries. Those are kind of like way down here. So I did this teaching earlier. So juniper berries. So I put my juniper in here. That's to purify and to banish any kind of negative emotional stuff. I have fresh basil. Yeah. So I have my fresh basil. That's to help with making decisions and to get clear about what you are seeking, making decisions. Then I have my rose petals for love of the self, divineness and nurturing and confidence. Okay. Then I have a piece of cinnamon. So I have my piece of my cinnamon. That's for your balance and promoting higher vibration. I have a little piece of, I have my mugwort, which is releasing. Let me get my mugwort. Here it is. So I have my mugwort, and that's for releasing old baggage, emotional baggage. Yeah. Then I have crushed up mint that I won't be able to show you because I crushed it all up and put it in here. So peppermint, spearmint, dried spearmint leaves, put the mint in there. Then helichrysum, that's little tiny yellow flowers. Most expensive oil in the world to buy other than pure rose. So I have some helichrysum in here. Then the helichrysum is for the healing, grounding, and releasing old emotional baggage also. I have a pinch of dry chaparral that I put in here. So my chaparral is dry medicine chaparral in here. That is Mother Nature's own chemotherapy plant. Nothing else grows around it, and it grows in a desert. And it's one of the most beautiful plants that I use as a part of my healing after all the surgeries that I used to help with my healing of my cancer at that time. That was 20 years ago. We're going to keep it that way too. And that chaparral is all about balancing awareness, personal transformation, and clearing out anything that was of violence. Then there's lavender. So I have my lavender buds that I put in here. Sprinkle that in. That's for clairvoyancy, inspiration, balance, and peace. And then let's see what else. Oh, you can put in orange skins or cut up oranges. Just know that's to attract love. That's encouraging love. And then lemons, if you want to put that in to promote more inspiration on the self, and it's cleansing. And then lime, if you use lime, that's all about enhancing vitality. So you can put that all in here. So say you get all your plant medicine together, then you sit with your plant in your bowl, your medicine bowl, and you sit and you set your intentions. You ask for what it is that you're really, why you're doing this. You go into your prayer, you go into your meditative state, and you just set the intention. You visualize yourself that you are moving out things that need to come out. So just be prepared. You'll break out in a sweat. You might, like I say, you might dry heave. You'll probably start to cry, emotional. You'll see images of things that you may and may not recognize. Just know that that is being released as a part of your releasing. And as you're putting that all into that medicine and being a part of that, this treatment can take you anywhere from maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes to do. If longer, if you add more hot water to it and you get it hot again and you want to get it hot, then you can add more hot water to it and make it a little bit hotter. But usually I just set the intention, have the hot water, and just do my smudging and wrap up, and I'm tinted. I'm tinted right here. I'm holding my sheet right here, rocking side to side. Hips are going counterclockwise, I'm doing, and then I'm going back forward and bringing in. It's the womb, moving into that womb. And it doesn't mean if you've had a hysterectomy. This is great for hysterectomies, heavy menstruation, moving into menopause, anything that happened in that area that you never had a chance to heal, that can be a healing for you. And it's a very powerful thing to do. I really enjoy that. And I like making it for people, for women that come over and they want to have sessions with me and get that type of medicine that takes that, it just lifts you up in and out. I really wish more women would do this type of medicine for themselves, because we need to purge that. We need to move those things out that tie up our root and our sacral and our solar plexus, and we get this, the bulginess of our cells here going on, and all this swelling and things that shouldn't be happening, because it's energy that needs to be released. So we can release that. And let me tell you, after you do the ceremony on yourself and you take a hot bath, or if you want to take a hot shower, it totally, when you go to bed, you're in that place of relaxation. And then your dreams come in and inspiration comes in, and you wake up in the morning and you have energy and vitality is being restored. So that's why I'm encouraging this. So after you do it, say like you completed your treatment, then you need to get rid of the all of the medicine. You can strain it, put it into a bag. If you have your own home, you can put it out in the back. You can take it and bury it, give it to the earth. If you live in an apartment, then take it and put it into a bag and take it somewhere far from where you live, if you wish to do that. Same thing if you live at home and you don't want it around your home, you could take it far away from where you live and dump it out in the woods. Or if you don't want to do that, then roll it up in a brown paper bag, fold it all up in there, and then it can just be dumped. Okay? Because it's just stuff that is extracting, but you are recreating and pulling things back in of positive energy of what you're creating. But it's very, very tribal. So you can put flower essence into it. You can put essential oils into it if you want. If you do flower essences, you want to take the flower essence first, then add it into your mixture when you add your mixture into the bowl. But like I said, every woman should really do this. It's really powerful. And it's perfect time to do it with all the stuff that's going on. So that's the plant medicine. You could tweak it any way that you want. You can use dry herbs that you have in your own cabinet. You can use whatever it is that you want. Just look up the meaning of the plant, the spiritual use of the plant, so that you understand what you're connecting to. That's medicine within itself. That is alchemy, when we connect and understand why we're using it. Then if you're cutting cords and you feel like there's cords you need to cut, you can cut your cords with a feather. Know the reason why you're using a certain bird feather. If it's an owl, if it's an eagle, if it's a goose, if it's a turkey feather, know the reason why you're using. Know what they represent, so that you're using it as a part of extraction and cutting cords. If not using that, then you're using a selenite wand, or you're using a blade made of stone or crystal to cut those energy cords. Using a smoky quartz crystal that can cut straight down is a great way to do that. Black obsidian that cuts straight down is a good way to get rid of those cords. Okay, so that is yoni medicine. So that's what I wanted to talk and pass on to you, so that you can have that medicine. You can do it as many times as you wish before we get up to the solar eclipse. I'll probably do this tonight, and I'll probably do it. I'm doing this tonight, and I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. So that'll be the sacred number of Trinity, 3 for woman. If I do it 4 times, then I'm doing it for east, south, west, north. If I do it for the 7th time, if I do it 7 times, I'm doing east, south, west, north, up to the heaven of the cosmos, back down to Mother Earth, bringing it back to the heart of self. That's 7 times. But I think I'll probably stick with the 3 or the 4. Okay? This is sacred medicine. Just make sure wherever you're doing it, you have privacy, and that your bowls that you use, they're your sacred medicine bowls that you're using, and nobody else needs to be touching it because they're sacred to you. Okay? All right. That's it of this section. If you need to go and have your meal, please go enjoy your meal because I'm getting ready to get into something else that needs to be talked about. Okay. So it has come to my attention. I have to drink something. That some of you are not stepping into your full self and stepping into your power. And I had a long conversation with someone very special today. And we were talking about what's going on in the world and how some people are numbing themselves. Now, I've talked about this in another video, and I found it very interesting that what I talked about, it didn't get very much attention. I don't even think it got any views. I don't know. But point of the matter is, I said what I needed to say, and I'm going to say it again. If you are someone who has a history of numbing the self, you have an addiction problem. First of all, I invite you to seek healing for your addiction, because you cannot be in your high form of yourself if you are numbing out and you are addicted to whatever it is you're addicted to. And I'm talking about more chemicals, I'm talking about hallucinogens, I'm talking about where you cannot go more than 3 or 4 days without hitting it. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. You know what it is. And most people, especially light workers, who came into this life to be the light, to be the healers, to bring their gifts here. Whatever traumatic things you experience, we choose these families that we get involved with that bring us into our lessons of karmic patterns and things we have to heal with our families. Some is not good, but there's healing that we have to do with ourselves and with that family to complete that cycle. Yes, it's not good. I get it. I get the numb yourself out. I get let's be, drink ourselves. I get let's drug ourselves out. I get it because it hurts to live. It hurts when you've been violated. It hurts when you're not loved. It hurts when you've been abandoned. It hurts when you're constantly living from a place of fear and depression and anxiety. It not knowing what your purpose is on the planet, or afraid to do what you want to do, and you're afraid to fail. I get it. I do. But how are you ever going to rise to that and leave your impression upon the earth if you're numbing yourself out? If you're numbing yourself out and you're seeking refuge in hallucinogens or your everyday whatever drinking parties that you have with yourself because you're just you don't want to deal with spiritual stuff. And I hear this a lot. I can't handle some of the things that I see, or I can't handle some of the things that I'm hearing as far as messages. And sometimes I see visions and so I can't deal with it. And so I numb myself out. Okay. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe this is your gift? Maybe this is what your insight is. Maybe this is what you're supposed to be doing. So instead of numbing yourself out and missing what your your purpose is and how beautiful you are, and not engaging with knowing who you are and numbing yourself out, you're missing the whole thing. So how does that work? And I love this one. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. And I thought about this. I said, this makes no sense to me. To be, and I'm not picking on anyone, so don't get it twisted, because I already hear it in the ethers. Oh, she's talking about me. No, I'm not talking about you. But if you're doing this, then it is about you. So there. So that being said, so here's the thing. This is what I love. You're vegan. You're living a clean life. And then you turn around and you're numbing yourself. How does that work? You drug yourself out. How does that work? So here's my pet peeve, and I'm coming from a medicine point of view. How I walk medicine. Not saying walk for everybody. If you are someone that is doing plant medicine and you're learning about it and it's a part of your medicine and you are under the guidance of a medicine teacher and you go and partake in ceremonies and you're being guided and taught, yes, go for it. I'm all for it, 100%. But if you are not, and you have not committed to that, you have not made any sacrifices, you have not made any journeys and went and climbed a mountain or went and partaked and sat in your stuff and was in the detachment from the world and sat in medicine for 4 to 5, 14 days, however long that medicine is, with that medicine person that walks that medicine, that's passing that medicine on to you. If you have not done that, what are you doing? You're playing in something. I rest my case. You're numbing yourself out and you're missing the whole point of why you are really here on this earth. I get it. I get the whole, I got to detach myself. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I get the whole thing, why a lot of the younger people, the millennials, are just totally, we screwed up. Okay? We screwed up. We screwed this planet up. We let you down. We screwed it up. There's other words I want to use, but I'm not going to say it. You know what I want to say. F, F, F. You know, we messed it up. We did. And we're still not getting it. We still got chemtrails going over our heads for no reason. But that's being taken care of. Because they are definitely here. And they're going to knock that mess out. Just pay attention to the sky. That's all you got to do. Pay attention to the sky. I totally get it. I really do. But we need you to step into yourself, because each and every one of us have a purpose and a reason to be here and to do what we came here to do. This is a place of where we come to this earth and we go into our higher evolution of ourself and our spirit, and we move into that divineness of who we are to be and do what we came here to do. Each and every one of us has a purpose to do this. And you can't do it if you're numbed up. Sitting around thinking about, oh, well, let me do the next hit. Oh, you know, really? Come on. You need to look at yourself and evaluate that. Because like I said, if you're not doing it for medicine and you're not climbing your ass up on some mountain, sitting with indigenous people and learning that medicine from the heart, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's your intention? What are you doing? That's what I'm saying. So those of you that know what your gifts are, know that you're a beautiful healer and you have that in you. You need to honor it. You need to step forward. You need to step into yourself and you need to own it and do it. because you are representing your lineage. You're representing your people. You're representing all your grandmothers, all your grandfathers. You're representing them. You're representing them in your flesh and your bones. You get to complete what they couldn't finish. You get to bring forward the dream, the healing of all that lineage, what needed to be healed. You are representing that. Bottom line. So every time when you take that hit, or every time when you drink and you don't know what yesterday was, or you don't remember, or you are drinking after a hard day at work because you can't stand your job, there's a lot of you doing that. Can't stand the work and you can't speak up about it, or you can't separate yourself away from the work, so you drink yourself after you get off from work because you can't walk away from the job because it's eating you up inside. And that bottle is your bottom line. I know what I'm talking about with that because I had a dad that lived his life like that. And he doesn't do it now because his kidneys are more important to him. I was a child of that. Nightmare City, man. Nightmare Alley. What are you doing? You have your lineage or what you're walking. So today, I don't care if you get mad at me about what I'm saying, because if you're getting mad, good. I hope you are upset. I hope I am pushing those buttons. I hope I am getting underneath your skin. Because obviously, you found this video for a reason. Obviously. So, know and understand what I just said and be true to the self. Know and understand it. And in order to do that, you have to love the self. You have to be willing to go in and heal whatever trauma, emotional trauma you went through. Whether it's abandonment, family stuff, violations of the body, self, the spirit, the emotion self. Whatever it is, this is your time to heal that. So you can step forth and represent. Bring that truth in. And be that. Okay. That's all I wanted to say about that. Speak that truth on that. Because sometimes I hear it at least 3 to 4 times in a week. Somebody knows somebody that's not stepping into what they're supposed to be doing. They're busy doing all this, da-da-da-da-da. I hear the same storyline over and over and over. Oh, they can't handle it. They got to find, they got to take their stuff. And I'm like, really? Come on. Shoot. I don't have to take anything. I live my life out in the open. Spirit's talking to me 24/7. And yes, sometimes it's overwhelming. And yes, I feel everybody's stuff. And yes, I'm hearing people's minds and their stuff. And let me tell you, since all this writing stuff has been going on and going in and sitting, and then I go into somewhere and I'm going to sit down and have a meal and I'm hearing people's thoughts. But I have to just push that out because that's not my business. Sometimes I have to say, I just got to be here with me. My space. You have to learn to master the self. That's alchemy. Master the self. It's alchemy. All right. I've given my lessons. Some of you are going to be upset, but you have to understand I'm coming from a very loving place for this, and I'm questioning, what are you doing? Your ancestors, your lineage, doesn't matter your color, your lineage, you're representing them. What are you here to do? What are you here to do? I hope you get motivated, because I would like to see what you're going to leave as an imprint upon the world, what your gift is, instead of taking it to your grave. Because sometimes those dependencies, those addictions will take you to your grave. And we have already missed out on a lot of people who went to their graves with their dreams. You don't need to be one of those. Rest my case. All right, lovelies, I've delivered the message. I hope this gets to someone and puts a wake-up call in you. Don't be upset. Don't be mad because I just brought you the message that you needed to hear. Don't be upset. It's truth, and you know it. So, take care of the self, be in love with the self, step into the self, because it's a new dawn, a new day, a new life for you and me. Be so light. All right, I'm out of here. Much love. Blessings. Bye.